what we have for you this morning is an opening, unboxing, unbagging of Warlord's offering for the ISU-152. Now this was an upgraded version of the SU-122. The SU-122 was on a T-34 chassis. The ISU was put on the chassis of the Stalin tank, the IS tank, their new big heavy tank. So what we have here is Warlord Games offering of that particular vehicle. Now the ISU-152 was a self-propelled gun. It wasn't a tank so much as it was just a big gun with a lot of armor that drove around and shot things. So let's start off looking at the hull as we do. Your top, you got some nice, well, you sort of have some nice casting detail until you see the ejector marks here. So I'm gonna fiddle with that a little bit with maybe a little bit of green stuff just to add that casting and make that part go away. The detail's nice. Detail on top's nice. On the side, your tools are all there. Your gun is not going to elevate, it's just going to sit. Again, it's a gaming miniature, so we're not going for super accuracy here. Now, you got a little bit of flash here, but that's no big deal. Now, as I roll it to the side, we start to see our amateurish aspect of Warlord's casting stuff. So, again, it's okay. Here are your tracks. This is the right side track. Looks nice. A little bit of warp. Here's where your injection comes in, but that's also on the bottom, down by the, where it's going to sit. Got a hole there. But some nice detail. It looks okay. It'll paint up okay. And the same for this. Now this one, that's warped. That's very clearly warped. That's going to take, and that was because it was boxed up apparently like this. So that one I am going to have to heat up and bend back. That's kind of disappointing. You'll see that these are the same tracks for the IS-2, which is correct because the chassis is the Stalin 2 chassis. All they did to build this was they put this casement on the top of Stalin 2 chassis and drove it around. Another thing that's disappointing about this is because these tracks are made for their Stalin 2 offering, when you go to put it together, you're going to have a small problem. These right here, these braces that would go up to the side of the upper hull on the Stalin 2 go up underneath that casement, so you're going to have to cut those down. It's a little bit deep. A little bit of work for you. As a modeler, it's no big deal. As a gamer type guy, if that's what you're after, if you're a gamer guy wanting to put stuff on the board, that's annoying. It shouldn't be the case. Now, let's look at our metallic parts. So, here are your two guns. This is the 122 artillery piece. And this was, they built the same. They basically had a 122 and a 152. I'm going to build it as the 152 because, oh my god. I'm probably going to drill that out a little more. But that's your barrel for your 152. This was a 152 shell. The thing was like almost a little over 80 pounds. It came in two parts. It loaded like a naval gun. You had to shove in the shell, then you shoved in the powder, and then you fired the thing. So it was slow, but it was designed to take out, buildings and city blocks. These are your tank hatches. They're kind of nice. You're going to have to clean those up to drop them in there, but you can. You can mount, they're separated. Okay, here's interesting. So here's your tank hatches closed, here's your tank hatches open. You don't have any real detail here, so if you do them open, you need to have your tank commander standing there and staring. Looking at the size of these and the size of that, you're going to have to do some fiddling to make that work. You can. It's just going to happen. So there's that. There's your tank hatches closed, which is probably how I'm going to do that. Now, if it would be focused, thank you very much. There we go. And these are, look to be tow cables. Tow hook and tow cable mountings. I will have to actually look and see exactly what those are. External fuel tanks. It's very common on most Soviet vehicles. They had 3 or 4. Now, typically what you'd see in a Soviet tank is you'd have 3 of them carry fuel and 1 would carry oil. But these would mount to the outside. They would not be actually part of the fuel system. You'd just get out and you'd pump in more fuel. And then at spare tracks. So these are spare tracks. Now, this is a nice little detail because what you do with these is you mount them to the side of the truck, to the side of the self-propelled gun, give them some detail. So that's kind of nice. It doesn't make up for the shortcomings. So my thoughts on this, and I'm going to vent just a little bit. This model tends to go for $40-something. It is the only option in town. There's no Rubicon offering for the ISU-152. There's not even a Rubicon offering for an SU-152, which would have been my preference. So if I want to play bolt action and I want to take the 152, this is the only option I have. There's a lot of cleanup that's going to have to be done. For the money you pay, these are clearly marketed as gaming toys, gaming miniatures, not model kits. If this was a model kit, at the price that's being offered, people would be having conniptions. I mean, you can see right here how things are going together. There's definitely some work that needs to be done to clean all this crap up so I can put it together. If you were to pay $40 for a model kit, you would expect a whole lot more than this. Take a look at Tamiya, take a look at Dragon, take a look at Hobby Boss. For that money, what do you get in, say, 1/48 scale or even 1/35 scale? I think I saw one guy, Harry Houdini, did a Kettenkratz that he got for that ballpark, which is about this size, has workable tracks, is basically a little miniature motorized tank, motorcycle tank. Matter of fact, I'll put the link down below to his video of that. And that was ballpark, that kind of money. That said, gamers pay money for miniatures and to play the game. Clearly, it's a gaming piece to play the game, but in my opinion, it's overpriced. And a lot of this stuff from Warlord has disappointed me recently. Unfortunately, Rubicon, if you're listening, this would be really cool, and I would pay that for yours. But here you go. That is your Warlord tank offering for the ISU-152 and ISU-122. Thank you very much. Happy gaming.